think the connection between the two was Albert Kelly, who for many years was the president of the Independent Cinema Owners Association. Albert owned the Classic in Terenure, and when it closed, he took the name of the Classic to the Kenilworth in Harold's Cross, so the Kenilworth became the Classic. I learnt of the closure of the cinema when I was on holidays in Cork with the kids, and we left our holidays early to come home for the final screening in the Classic, which was to be Rocky Horror. And the kids were far too young for Rocky Horror. They were 9 or 10, but we still hit the road and drove up at great speed, only to find that the newspaper I'd read in my holidays was a week old and it had closed the week before, so we were devastated. But I do have photographs of the kids standing outside, goggle-eyed from fatigue, but standing outside the Classic cinema, which had just closed the week before. But it was very much a part of my childhood, and very much a part of my life, I guess, until it closed. We went there as children often, probably not weekly. It was often a treat to go rather than, a regular thing. But continued to go right through my adult years. Would have seen Rocky Horror there on many occasions. Saw the Commitments there actually for the first time with my then boyfriend, now husband, and my mother. We went to see the Commitments in the Classic. The sound quality was awful, but we still enjoyed the film, and it was great to see it in a local cinema. My recollections of going to the cinema in the Classic are quite particular, and I think there are aspects of it that are quite different to how kids experience cinema today. We were deposited there by our parents. We weren't accompanied generally. And there was a kind of certain frisson that you were being abandoned by your parents into this big space with lots of other kids. And Albert used to put us upstairs. And I have a funny sense, now I don't quite recall, did we pay extra? Or did Albert just see us as quite well-behaved children, and he put us far from the madding crowd, and we were upstairs in the Classic, and the Boulder kids would be downstairs. Perhaps it was that we weren't likely to throw things downstairs at the kids, so there was that kind of divide within the cinema. I also remember on your birthday in the Classic cinema, there was a glass slide that would be your birthday greeting would be written on the glass slide, probably in some wax crayon, and it would be projected onto the screen. And this was an enormous thrill. You were sitting in the cinema surrounded by probably hundreds of children, and their happy birthday Sunniva Flynn would come up on the screen. That was terrific.